Hi, Mr. Brough here. Just a quick clip for my 2-year 10 classes, giving you a brief overview of the start of the Weimar Republic. So if you remember, the German Kaiser, the German king, gave up his throne, abdicated on the 9th of November 1918, and a German called Friedrich Ebert replaced him as leader of Germany. On the 11th of November, 2 days later, Ebert signed an armistice, a ceasefire with the British, the French and the Americans, and World War I was over. But then Germany fell into chaos. Germany had been ruled by the Kaiser, so there was no government. So things were put in place, a national convention was arranged to create a new form of government, and the new form of government didn't have a king. It was a republic, and it was based in the German town of Weimar, because there was fighting in Berlin, so it was known as the Weimar Republic. And I suppose the Weimar Republic was an experiment in democracy, really. So a new constitution was drawn up, a new set of rules, and this was put in place, and Germany started to be run as a democracy. But it faced a number of problems in the early 1920s. One problem was that the government was forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles with all of its very harsh terms that Germany was forced to agree to. Because this government, it had no choice, it had signed the armistice and it signed the Treaty of Versailles, this government was hated by many Germans for doing that. And this government was accused of stabbing Germany in the back, and they were called the November criminals for signing the armistice. So then what you have in 1919, you have the Spartacist uprising, which is basically communists, German communists, trying to spark a revolution in the same way there'd been a revolution in Russia. And the Spartacists are led by Rosa Luxemburg, and the Spartacists are eventually put down by ex-German soldiers who basically fight for the government, and those soldiers are called the Freikorps or the Freikorps. So they crush the communist revolution in 1919, and then in 1920 some right-wing Freikorps members led by a German called Wolfgang Kapp try themselves to take over Germany by force. Now, the way this is stopped is Germans go on strike. There is a general strike, and basically, I suppose it's a bit like us at the moment, really. Everything shuts down. And therefore, the right-wing Freikorps led by Wolfgang Kapp realised they won't have a right-wing revolution. And so they essentially fail in their bid. So one of the problems is by 1920 there's been a left-wing Spartacist revolution trying to set up a communist dictatorship, and a right-wing putsch or revolution also trying to set up a right-wing government. So this new government, the Weimar Republic, it had signed the Treaty of Versailles, and people on the left and people on the right had both tried to overturn the government. So the early days of the Weimar Republic really were very challenging for this government. Okay, if you have a watch of this, if you want to go into more depth, last year for my Year 11s, I put a series of YouTube clips all to do with the Weimar Republic, so you can have a look at those, and that will give you more detail on things like the Constitution and the Treaty of Versailles, so it'll go into a little bit more detail for you. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.